She saw George Anthony holding Kaylee in his arms. Shortly thereafter, George began to yell at her. "Look what you've done!" She could be 13 years old, have her father's in her mouth. George protecting George, and George throwing Casey under the bus. The car does not shed any light on how Kaylee died. Fantasy searches, fantasy forensics, phantom stickers, phantom stains, depending on who's asking the questions, whether it's this laughing guy right here.
Reminder that we are live tonight and taking your calls, and those, of course, are some of the highlights from our guest, Jose Baez, defending Casey Anthony. He is here. He's spilling some secrets from his new book, Casey Anthony, The Inside Story. Is that what it's called?
The Inside Story.
The Inside Story. Now, before the break, we were talking to Mark in Florida, and, of course, it's Mark Eiglarsh. Go ahead, Mark. Get to it.
Okay. First of all, Jose, if he starts to get nauseous, he likes Pepto.
Okay.
Jose, this is a personal question. You know, it's been said that it takes darkness to see the light. And I know during your years of zealous representation of Casey, there were some very dark moments, I'm sure. I wanted you to share with us the darkest time that you had and what light came from it. What did you learn from it?
Good question.
You know, in this book, I talk a lot about my personal experiences.
Personal with the defense or your own life?
My life as I was going through the case.
Okay.
The book is told from my experiences and my perspective. For example, my wife and I gave birth to a son in the middle of the case, and we had to be brought in through the back door of the hospital. My wife was given an alias.
Because this whole circus was
Because
underway.
we legitimately feared that someone may try to do something ridiculous.
Which is bizarre, right?
Yeah, and for example, I heard you say something before the break about you're going to have to get tough on me. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see why. The defense lawyer is part of the system. It is like a three-legged stool. If the defense lawyer doesn't do his or her job, the system doesn't work. And when you've got 280 people who are wrongfully convicted just by the Innocence Project alone, no one's out there being outraged by those injustices. We say we have a system of let 10 guilty people go free and not have one innocent person convicted. I don't see the outrage for these 280 some odd people, some of which have been taken off of death row, and I don't agree with the bashing of the defense lawyer. We've too long been the whipping boy of the system.
I just don't see people. I admire your opinion, but I don't see, just interacting with the internet and the way people sort of think about this. If I don't ask you tough questions, I'm going to get bashed too.
So you'll go against what you think, just so you don't look bad.
Just to satisfy a few of our viewers, yeah. But here's the deal. I'm going to go to callers really quick, but I find it fascinating that people are very positive with you out on the street. And the internet, where they can be anonymous, that's where they do the hating, which is a little cowardly, I've got to say, I must say. If they have something to say to you, I hope they'll say it right now, at least not completely anonymously. Cassie, in Ohio, go right ahead.
Knowing that your client can't be charged due to double jeopardy, do you honestly think she was innocent, and do you think the severity of the charges made a difference in the outcome of the trial? Cassie,
are you one of the Jose Baez haters?
I'm not a hater. I just got a question.
Well, but you sound a little disgusted by the outcome. Are you?
Yeah.
You're disgusted that she got free. Is that right?
Pretty much.
And you blame Jose for that? And you don't admire him for doing it, you would blame him for that, right?
Sure.
I'm not putting words in your mouth.
It sounds like you are.
Well, I am not an attorney, by the way. All right, I got to take a quick break. Cassie, I want to get to your call in just a second. Hold, stay right there. Coming up, you may remember this woman running to get a seat inside the courtroom. Tonight, she'll find, there she is, the running of the people, the jurors. Remember that? She's got some questions for Jose. She's been dying to answer since she ran and almost killed herself trying to get into